Hi guys, thanks for checking out today's video. Well, today I am going to be applying some tape and extensions to my own hair. I'm going to be using the Amazing Beauty hair extensions, which is 100% human hair. And if you want to see how this process went for me, just keep watching. Alright guys, today we are going to be trying out the Amazing Beauty hair extensions. Now these are 100% human hair. And there are 50 grams in the length that I got in my bundle. So depending on the length of hair that you get and the different wefts that you pick out, you can get a variety of different grams in them. So the higher the number of the grams, the thicker the hair is going to be. I purchased 3 sets, and this is actually in color 16 on their color chart, which is okay. It's a little bit off, but by the time I start blending in with my hair, I think it's going to be a good match when we do this. And this is my first time, by the way, so we'll see how this goes. I'm pretty confident I'm going to be able to do this. I have watched a ton of YouTube videos, and I've talked with my hairdresser, and this is just going to save me a ton of money just to do this on my own, because she wanted to charge me $400. And each one of these wefts that I got were a little over $42, I think, with prime shipping. Now, I think I went overboard and I probably bought too much hair, but that's good because I can use them later on. If something happens to one of them, I'm still good to go. So let's take a quick look at them before we start the placement. I have not even taken these apart yet out of the little clips, so let me do that. Now each clip-in that you do, there's going to be 2 sets of the hair to each one. And the reason being is you're going to be basically making a little sandwich with your own hair in between the 2 wefts. So this is what it looks like when you just have them individually. There's a little piece of tape that you simply paste or peel off, and then you place that tape. Then you put a little bit of your hair in and then go over the top of it with the next one and just press them down really hard to make that seal. Now, I've also looked online and I found a lot of different charts that I can use to put the proper placement. So the few things you want to keep in mind: if you wear your hair up in a ponytail or a bun or anything like that, or even pull it back, you really want to be careful where you place your tape, and you don't go into certain zones because otherwise they're going to show. I'm going to show you how you can hide the tapes really easily as well. I watched a great video on how to hide them really well, so I'm excited about that part. Now a lot of this I'm just going to do a voiceover, and I'm going to speed up a lot of things because this is probably going to take me a little bit of time, and I don't want this to be a really long video. So before I get started on the placement of them, please make sure that you take a moment to go ahead and subscribe to my channel and hit that bell notification button so you'll be notified when I upload new videos. Don't forget to give a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video as well. So let's get started. Sorry, I'm going to have my back to you. All right, before I get started taping in my hair, let me tell you what supplies you're going to need to do this. You're going to want a no-tangle brush that can get through. Make sure that your hair is really brushed out. Get everything really good. Start with the ends and work your way up so you're not pulling any tangles and breaking any hair off. You also want to have, speaking of hairs, there's one. You also want to have your hair completely clean. Don't put any products in it whatsoever. No leave-in conditioner, no thermal spray, no mousse, no nothing in your hair. Have it completely clean. You're not going to be able to wash your hair for the first 48 hours. So if you're the type of person that needs to wash your hair on a more regular basis, I can usually go about 4 or 5 days before I need to wash mine. What you might want to do is do this over like a weekend or something, where you've got time to let your hair get a little greasy, and then by Monday, hopefully you're looking good so you can wash it again for work. You also want to have a comb, I think they call them rat tail combs, with a pick on the end, a pointed area, so you can actually go in there and section off your hair really well. You're also going to use these to help place the tape. And then you want to have a ton of clips on hand because we're going to go ahead and section our hair off in different sections to go ahead and get everything ready. So that way when I'm ready to move on to the next row, I just need to let one clip down and I'm good to go. They also were kind enough to send with each package of hair some extra tape because you can reuse these. So depending on how fast your hair grows and how fast or how long you want to have it in. Probably about 6 weeks or so is about average. So this way you can retape them and reuse them. A couple of things you also want to keep in mind with the hair color is even with human hair, you can't bleach it. You cannot go lighter with the hair. You can go darker so you can dye it to match your hair color, but you cannot go lighter. So I did go ahead and put some hair dye on these, and I also used the toning shampoo. So that kind of took some of the brassiness out of it. But these are leftovers or extras for the next time I want to do them. You also don't want to color your hair with these in yourself. So great time to do your touch-up of your roots is when you're replacing these. That's the time to do it, and then put them back in. So we're going to get started by just sectioning off the hair. So I'm going to take my comb, because I hit my microphone. I'm going to just take my comb, and I'm going to make one part right down the center. And then I'm going to take another one, and I'm going to go right behind my ear. And I'm going to repeat this on the other side. Find where my part is there. What's going to be really important is sectioning off your hair, combing through every time when you're placing a hair weft so that everything is smooth and easy to go in and not sticking out weird. Like that. That's sticking out weird. Okay, so now I have the back divided. Everything's pulled forward. And I want to start sectioning off my rows in the back. I'm really not going to go any higher than probably right over the top of my ears. So I'm going to take this section here. The reason being I'm not going to go that high is I don't want those wefts showing across the top of my scalp. And also where I put my ponytails in, I don't want that to be a point where the band's going to disrupt the bands. The elastic band is not going to disrupt the bands on the hair extensions. Does that make sense? Now you can curl these. You can flat iron them. You can use them with heat because these are not synthetic. I would strongly recommend that you spend the few extra dollars and get real human hair. It's not that much of a difference in the price. The next thing I want to do is I don't want, when I pull my hair back, so when I go back like that, I want to make sure that none of the wefts are right in here. So I want to measure about that much. I keep out, and I don't put anything in here either. So I'm going to go and add that back into this clip. And same thing on this side. All right, I'm probably going to do about 3 rows in here, and I'm going to keep them each about a ½ inch apart. So what I want to do now is start sectioning off, which is not easy to do when you can't see the back of your head. Little sections of hair, like so. And this is where you want to make sure you have a very straight line going across. One more, repeating it about a ½ inch away. So there, that's my new look. Okay, let's take a look in the mirror and see how everything looks. I think I'm ready to go, so let's go ahead and comb these out. Now again, I'm not going all the way down because when I pull my hair up, I don't want the ends of these showing. This is what's going to show on the outside, and I don't want that to be visible. So if I go up a little bit, when I pull my hair up, you won't be able to see it because my natural hair is going to end up covering that up. So let's get started. This is where I come in with my comb, And what we're simply going to do is peel off that white part of it. So that is what it looks like. That's the adhesive side. And making sure I don't have any hair caught in it, I'm going to place my comb right at the very, very bottom of the tape. So that's going to hold that in place for me and start making my sandwich. So let's turn around and see if I can get this going. Okay. First thing I want to do is just take a very, very, very thin section of hair. I want it to be about as wide as this is. And any extra hairs that are in there, now's the time to get this out. Less is more with this type of application. And I'm just going to take this underneath. And I'm not going to go right against the scalp, but I'm going to bring that down right over the top of the tape. Press down, hold it in place. Now I'm going to take my second one, peel that, and go over the top of that. And then give it a really good pinch. So now when I pull this up, because I will put my hair up in a ponytail, I don't have any hairs that are pulling or anything like that. There, my first one in. And as you can see, I'm not adding a lot of extra length to my hair. I'm adding volume. Okay, now I'm going to take the next section and just go one over. I don't want these to overlap. I want them to go end to end. So first thing I want to do is feel where that other extension is and place my tape right next to it, and then come over the top with my hair. And let's gently brush that through. And any hairs that are not sticking to that section I just put in, they're just going to end up getting tugged and pulled on later on. So I'm going to move those out of the way before I make my sandwich here. All right, now we're going to put the next one over. I'm going to take this hair. And again, any hairs that won't go in there, I'm going to move out of the way. Okay, so we're done with that row. So as you can see, if I now pull my hair up, you're not able to see these in the back when I have my ponytail in. Now we're going to take down the next row and repeat the same process. I went ahead and resectioned off my hair. I just want to make sure I had a nice crisp line going straight across before I move on to the next row. And what we're going to start doing now is staggering the rows. So instead of doing one in the center now, what I'm going to do is find my center part, and I'm going to place 2 of them on each side of that. So we did 3 in that row, and now we're going to do 4. So again, I'm going to take my comb, with a very, very small section of hair. On this side of it. Okay, I've sectioned off the next row of hair, and let's move on to that one. So now we are going to go back to the center. Now take a small section of hair. So again, we're staggering the seams with this. Here's where I'm going to go in with my trick to hide these bands, is I also picked up some two-sided tape. And what we're going to do is peel and stick both sides of that and lay one of them right on top of that extension, and then lay some more hair down on top of that to have them stick to each other. Does that make sense? Not easy to peel these when you have artificial nails. And what I'm going to do is take this, hopefully, do this without getting it all bunched up. Lay that right on top of that last extension. Okay, so now if I let this hair down carefully, that should be fair to do. So you don't see them all in my hair. When I put my hair up, you're not going to see them either. Now we're going to move on to the sides. I'm going to work one side at a time. I'm starting to like peel these off and just putting the very, very corner up against a mirror or some glass, which I've made sure is very clean and dust free. I'm not trying to peel it off when I have my hands full. Alright, let's go over here. Push out really well. See how my hair will just crimp so easily being in that. Now, we have a lot of hair we need to try and blend in because that's a huge difference. So, keep in mind we have a section we don't want showing because we're going to be putting that up in ponytails, so I don't want any of my wefts showing through here. So all that's going to stay my hair. What I'm going to do, just to get it out of the way, is move it over to the other side of my head. Okay, so I've got one right here, so I'm going to go up from that. Very small section of hair here. Pop out of the way. Any hair that hasn't stuck, this is going to be so much easier to do. That over here too. Now I'm angling that too because when I do my ponytail, I don't want it, my ponytail is not going to go like this, it's going to go like that. So I am doing these at an angle. You see how much that already added in some length and is hiding that big choppy part, just that one little piece already. Before I go any further, I'm also going to put some of the double-sided tape on this section too. These ones I really don't want showing, and when it's windy and things like this, this is where the hair starts to show a lot. And attach it to that tape. I might even do the same thing on the underside. Actually, I think I will. Alright, so we have one right here. I'm going to stagger and go back just a little bit. Again, I'm going to go right on top of that one too. I want to take a look at it and see what other sections I might want to go into, just because again there's still a lot of bluntness going on. Once again, I'm going to go at an angle with this one. That one I'm going to go on the underside of as well. Alright, let's start working on the other side to balance it all out. Alright, here is what my hair looks like with all of the wefts in it that I'm going to start out with. I might live with it a day or two more and see how I feel about it, because I still have a whole section I haven't even used. So I've only used 2 of the 3 packages, and this is really sloppy right now, but as you can see, when I get it up in the ponytail, I don't see any of those wefts coming out of it. So what I'm going to do real quick is take my straightener through it, do a little bit of curling, and see how we can get this to kind of blend in together. I don't have it on a super high heat. I have it on 380 right now. Alright guys, this is the finished look now that I've added a little bit of a wave and a curl to it. I'm going to go ahead and do a 360 so you can see how everything looks in both the front, side, and back. So here we go. Okay, well, I think this is one of those things that with practice I'm definitely going to get better at. The nice thing is these are so easy to take out. You just need to use a little bit of coconut oil, rub it in there. They should slide right out. Wash your hair. Make sure you take these out again before you color your hair. And then again, you can reuse them by simply using these replacement tabs that they gave you. You can purchase a ton of different brands all over the internet as well, or go into Sally Beauty Supply or someplace like that as well. I'm going to leave links for you down below of everything that I purchased to use for this, including like my comb and the extra tabs and things like that. So but feel free to ask any questions. I'm going to let you know how this holds up over time. But my goal is to have these in for quite a while until my hair starts growing back in from when I lost it all. But yeah, I'm very, very pleased with it, and the colors blend right in so well and give me such nice highlights. I really, really like it. So thanks again for watching. I hope this wasn't too boring. I know it got a little long, but this took a while to do. So until next time, you guys, I love you, and bye-bye.